Welcome to the fourth video in my Astro Therapy Sun Sign video series. On Friday, June 21st at 1:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun will leave the sign of Gemini and go into the next sign in the zodiac cycle, which is Cancer. And what's so awesome about this one is that we start a whole new season. Goodbye to spring and hello to summer. Sign of Cancer is all about nostalgia, good food and drink, that homey feeling, emotions, and memories. No wonder some of our best memories are in the summertime, right? In this video, I will talk about the forecast for the month ahead. I will also explain what Cancer energy means. And like always, I will show you what Cancer looks like in terms of personality by introducing you to some Hollywood elite that have strong Cancer in their chart. Let's get started. So let's begin with the forecast for the month ahead. The sun will be in Cancer from June 21st to July 22nd at 11:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. From now till then, a couple of things are going to be happening. The first major thing is on June 23rd, there will be a full moon in Capricorn at 7:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, there's always a full moon. Every month we've got a full moon, right here and there. They come and go. But this one's going to be in Capricorn. And right now, one of the slowest moving planets, which is Pluto, has been in Capricorn for a couple of years now. It's going to be there for a really long time. I would say 10 something more years. And so the moon emotions is going to be hanging out, full moon, by the way, hanging out with Pluto, which is death, transformation, rebirth. Now, Pluto can be a really chaotic planet. It can really wreak havoc in your life, but it can also transform something from one way to a completely new way. But it might take some sort of negative thing to get there, right? So the full moon hanging out on June 23rd with Pluto and Capricorn can really bring some things up, especially for Capricorns, right? The next thing that's going to happen is on June 25th, Jupiter will go into Cancer at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, Jupiter changes signs every year, so it really stays in a sign for about a year. So last year on June 12th, it went into Gemini, and it's been there and the whole year, and it's going into Cancer on June 25th. So we're gonna feel a real shift with this. Jupiter is the sign of abundance, and depending where it falls in your chart, we're gonna feel a shift of abundance from one area of our life to another. Now, some people may have already felt the shift, but it's going to be really awesome, and I think we're going to have a lot of focus on family, home, all the themes that Cancer bring. And Jupiter will be in Cancer until July 17th of next year. Okay, folks, hold on to your seats. The next thing I'm going to say is going to be a little scary, but we're going to get through it together, okay? On June 26th at 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until July 20th at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury will be retrograde.
Oh, fuck you very, very much.
Mercury retrograde can be really scary. Okay, it gets a bad rap. It happens 2 to 3 times a year. Every planet retrogrades. But Mercury is one of the closest planets to Earth, and so we feel it more. Mercury is the planet of communication, local travel, technology. It really rules every way we connect and communicate in our immediate environment. And so all of that really breaks down because when it goes retrograde, things go inward. And stuff that takes that active approach, things that we really need to go, 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 those things, it's just a constant feeling of waiting, waiting, waiting. So you're just going to feel like you're constantly on pause. That's how it feels. And not just on pause, but maybe possibly like wanting to pull your hair out. Maybe your phone falls in the toilet. Maybe your computer breaks down. Or maybe like there's this weird technology breakdown that doesn't make sense. Like you have full service on your Wi-Fi, but nothing's working. Everything's going slow. Another thing that kind of happens is we have a hard time communicating with each other. Now, this Mercury retrograde is going to be in the sign of Cancer. And so I think there's going to be a lot of retrograding, a lot of going backwards and inward about what home and family mean to us and how we can communicate to the people that we love the most. It's going to be in, Cancer is a water sign, so it's going to be in a water sign. And so we're going to be very intuitive, and we're going to be feeling lots of energy around us. So we're going to be very sensitive to energy and how we're communicating with people. So there's going to be a lot of defensiveness possibly with our communication. But the good of Mercury retrograde is that we should do yoga, we should meditate, we should see old friends, reminisce about good times, write a song, write a book. Writing is a big theme, especially journaling during Mercury retrograde, because it's a really good time to go backwards, go inwards, reflect. The best way to describe Mercury retrograde is just put the letters RE in front of everything. Regroup, reprocess, reroute. You're going to see a lot of that. I always see a lot of that in the pre-Mercury retrograde and the post, and also the retrograde. Just constant, orange cones with the sign, go this way, and the cop car, we're doing construction all over the place. So that's what you're going to see a lot of. Again, not a good time to sign major contracts and make major decisions and buy electronics. Obviously, if you have to, you have to. One Mercury retrograde, someone stole my phone in the subway train in New York City. I was just in the subway train, and someone took it from my bag. I didn't even know. And then I left, and I was like, oh my God, my phone, it was gone. And I called my mother, and I was like, my phone was stolen. I didn't call her on the phone. I probably used a payphone or something, but I called her, and I was like, my phone is stolen. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's Mercury retrograde. I can't buy a phone, but I needed a phone. So guess what I did? I went to Verizon. It was the worst, longest process ever because it was Mercury retrograde. I finally got a new phone, and Mercury went direct. All was well. And then a month later, my phone died and broke, and I had to get another new one. So, I did it. I bought electronics during that time because I had to, but it broke. So just to note that the post-Mercury retrograde can be a little fuzzy too, and that time is from July 21st to August 3rd is post. So we're going direct, but we're still kind of fuzzy. So I would say August 3rd is ready for action. We are ready to approach what we embraced and learned during the retrograde period of July. So more this month after we start to go retrograde. On June 27th, Venus goes into Leo. Now, this is going to be awesome. It happens at 1:03 p.m. So right after work on June 27th, it's time for romance, okay? Because Venus is the planet of love and passion and beauty. And Leo is the most romantic sign of the zodiac. It just loves to love and loves fun and loves socializing. So having Venus in Leo is just going to be a really great placement. And so I advise you to go on a date on June 27th or maybe around that time when it starts to go in there. On July 8th, Saturn in Scorpio goes direct at 1:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's been retrograde since February 18th of this year. So that's going to be a really big shift. Remember the date, July 8th. Okay, so right after 4th of July. So what's that mean? So Saturn's been in Scorpio for a little bit of time now, and Saturn's a planet of responsibility, the parent voice, and Scorpio is the psychologist and sex addict of the zodiac, right? Scorpios just want to know things. They want to know what's going on emotionally with people, and they want to just merge with people, and so a lot of times that can be let's make out, right? So Saturn being in Scorpio, there's this feeling of responsibility with really getting our true deepest emotions and desires and needs out to others. So with it going direct, there might be just an explosion of really serious emotional energy on July 8th. Okay, so watch out for that. So the next thing, July 13th, Mars goes into Cancer. It's been in Gemini, and on July 13th, it'll go into Cancer. So, there's going to be this, Mars is the planet of raw drive, so there's going to be even more of an initiation of family fun. Maybe you're going to redo your house or something, some sort of active thing that has to do with nurturing in the home. Okay, so that's going to happen July 13th. July 17th, the planet Uranus, the planet Uranus in Aries goes retrograde. Oh my God, so much is happening in July. So it's been direct since December 13th. Now, I hate to, say this, but it actually went direct right around the time of the Sandy Hook tragedy. And I've noticed that the movement of this planet in Aries, which is it's a very aggressive sign, Aries. And the planet Uranus is all about breaking free. And I've noticed that when it goes direct, it really shakes things up and people can kind of lose it. And so, I really want to watch this planet very like focus on this planet because I've noticed some patterns with a lot of the violence that's been going on with this planet. It's either going direct, it's going retrograde. So around July 17th, it's going to go direct. And so, I'm not nervous for how it's going to affect us personally because it could really be a good thing. Sometimes it means that we're like breaking free from something that's been tying us down and like we're really taking action on it. But it could also mean some shakeup in the news. And so just watch for that, July 17th.
I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now.
July 22nd, Venus goes into Virgo. So around July 22nd, right before August hits, we're going to start to feel this like passion for our work, passion for the details, passion for our sarcastic communication. That's all Virgo. And then also on that day, there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius. So that's another day to watch out for. That full moon in Aquarius with that Virgo, I can see a lot of like overthinking things, a lot of overanalyzing, overthinking things, maybe even a little bit of anxiety. But it could also mean that we really want to get down to the purest form of things and really help the world, because Aquarius is all about being the humanitarian and Virgo is about the most simple, purest form of things. So mix that together. I mean, magic could happen. What is Cancer? Cancer is a water sign, emotional, intuitive, feeling energy. Cancer is also a feminine sign, and so it directs its energy inward, just like earth signs, but water signs are way more impulsive. Cancer is also a cardinal sign. They want to initiate, take charge, and be in control. But they have a lot of creative energy, just like Aries. That was the last cardinal sign. So, guess what? We're back to the beginning of the pattern. So, the pattern for the qualities of the signs goes like this: cardinal, fixed, mutable, repeat. Okay? And so we started the zodiac year in spring with Aries, which was my first video that I had, and that was cardinal energy. Then we went to Taurus, fixed energy. Then we went to Gemini, mutable energy. And now we're back to cardinal energy. How fun is that? So just like Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, Cancer is in the survival stage of astrology. And we're actually at the last sign of the survival stage. So next month when I do Leo, we're going to be in a whole new stage, folks. Social stage. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So to review, there are 3 stages in the astrological cycle: the survival stage, the social stage, and the spiritual stage. Basically, survival stage signs think to themselves, how can I relate to myself? It's very self-focused. Social signs, their thought is, how do I relate to others? It's all about the relationship. And then spiritual signs, what they think to themselves is, how do I relate to the group or the world? So it goes from a small focus to a bigger focus to a bigger focus. And it just kind of follows the cycle of life. So Cancer is the water sign of the survival stage. For them to convey their self-emotions, feelings, and intuition in a nurturing way is literally a matter of survival. If they can't get their emotional needs met, provide for others and their family, and really bring out that natural nurturing skill that they have deep inside, they feel like they could die. So for that reason, home and family is very important to a Cancer. Cancers want to create, initiate, and provide for that emotional survival need. And what that usually manifests out as is food, home, family, shelter, cultural roots. Cancer is the sign of the mother figure. This is why Cancers are known as the homey sign of the zodiac. They always want to stay at home, right? They just want to feed people and nurture people and make people feel loved. They want to make sure people are taken care of. They really are the mama and papa bear of the zodiac. Cancers love to be needed. And sometimes this can manifest as a negative thing, because if they don't feel like they have that person to nurture, they're going to try to find them, and they're going to cling and cling and cling and never go away. They want to defend, provide, protect their family and their little baby cubs. But a positive is they are natural born cooks. Most of them can go into a kitchen and just work their magic, because the best way to provide that emotional survival and creative need is through food, right? So I cannot stress enough how important family is to a Cancer and the home. So Cancers go either way. They're either super close to their family. And when I say family, I mean the family that they were born into or the family that they're creating on their own. And so they're either super close to their family, totally protective, totally like in love with their family unit, or they have some negative family baggage and maybe not a very good childhood, and maybe they're trying to find the family and the home within, or learning how to create that family, home, and shelter for themselves in the future. So the basic theme for Cancers are parenting others, parenting a company, parenting an idea, or parenting themselves. Another huge theme for Cancers is the past. Cancers love anything having to do with the past. That includes family heritage, memories, nostalgia, and also history. Most Cancers gravitate to this subject, so you'll find a lot of Cancers as history teachers, historians, or maybe they just love to talk about it over the dinner table. Because they love the past, Cancers have the best memory. It's emotional memory. They remember exactly what you said and what you wore 10 years ago at Harry's graduation party. Yeah, it's that specific. They're the ones collecting the photos for the family photo album, and also they're the ones creating the family tree. They feel everything. But sometimes this emotional memory, if you will, can be a bad thing, because they can cling to the past and have a hard time letting go. Cancers are the most sensitive and insecure sign in the zodiac. Hands down. For starters, they're a water sign, and all water signs are super sensitive. Since Cancers are in the survival stage of astrology, when they feel something, it can be way more dramatic, because it's a matter of survival. It threatens their survival instinct. And then if you add their cardinal energy to the mix, it gets way more complicated, because they always have to be in control. So they have this really strange dynamic where they're super, super sensitive, but they can't let anyone know, right? Because they have to be in control. So they either get really, really defensive, or they shut down and retreat into their home, or their shell, if you will. This is another reason why their home is so super important to them. They need to have that escape route, and at best, have mom and dad there to hug them. But Cancers are some of the most amazing emotional leaders out there. because they can use their intuition, their water energy, can focus on basic human necessities and needs, their survival energy, and they can put that stoic, controlled front on, their cardinal energy, to get the job done. Because of this, Cancers are amazing in a crisis. You can definitely find them in the medical field, in the classroom, possibly camp counselor, maybe religious leader. The sky's the limit. But their best role is stay-at-home mom or dad. The negatives of Cancer would basically be their mood swings. They're ruled by the moon. So every 2.5 days, the moon changes sign. So if you think about it that way, Cancers, every 2.5 days, they have a different mood. And another negative trait I would say is that they can be very emotionally manipulative because they're one of the only emotional signs. Well, they are the only emotional sign. That's the cardinal energy. So they want to be in control, right? So they are emotions and control. And so they basically want to control the emotional energy. And sometimes that can really manifest as some manipulative behavior. Positives of Cancer is they are the most nurturing sign of the zodiac. You kind of feel like you're just so safe and at home with them. They really make you feel so comfortable. And when you're really, really having some tough times in your life, a Cancer is going to be the person you want because they're going to be there for you and they're going to really feel out what's going on with you with that awesome intuition of theirs, and they're going to cook you the best meal of your life. So in order to understand each sign, you need to understand the opposite sign. Opposite sign of Cancer is Capricorn. Both signs are cardinal energy. Both signs are feminine energy. But where Cancer is water, Capricorn is earth. And where Cancer is in the survival stage of astrology, Capricorn is in the spiritual stage of astrology. So where Cancer is clinging to the past, worrying about how to provide for their family, cooking up the latest meal in their home, Capricorn is daydreaming about their future vision, creating an organized plan for their career, making sure their public image is perfect and intact. Cancer, it's all about the emotional, heart-centered needs for the family unit to survive. And for Capricorn, it's about the logical, organized, bigger picture wisdom in order to bring tangible results to the world. Cancers enter a room and they capture people with their intuitive and nurturing energy. Capricorn grab people's attention with their sarcastic wit and their career successes. Capricorns need that emotionality and that family focus that Cancers can provide. And Cancers need Capricorns to get them out of the home and into the public eye where they can market their skills to the world. Now it's time for some Cancer examples in Hollywood and beyond. Are you ready for some Cancer celebs? So the first theme of Cancer is family and the home. And what better way to represent that than the royal family? How ironic is it that all 4 of these members of the royal family have Cancer, strong Cancer, in their birth chart. So Prince William's Sun, Moon, and North Node in Cancer. North Node is the learning lesson of this lifetime. So he's actually learning Cancer, but also has Sun and Moon there. And Kate Middleton as well is learning Cancer. North Node in Cancer in the 4th house. Now what does that mean? The 4th house is the Cancer house. So she has double Cancer in Cancer and her Moon in Cancer. Then we have Princess Diana, Sun, and a Mercury retro. What does that mean? Both those planets were in Cancer when she was born, and Mercury was retrograding at the time of her birth. Same with Camilla. Sun and Mercury retro. Weird, right? They're very similar. And she also has Moon and Venus in Cancer. Now, what's even the best part of all of this is the royal baby. The royal baby is due July 11th. So there's a 99.9% chance that this baby's going to be a Cancer. How cool is that? The second theme of Cancer is emotional creation, and this is part 1 of emotional creation. Now, what does that mean? Cancer is a water sign, feeling emotion, right? And it's also a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs want to initiate, take charge, lead, be first, be the best, and above all else, create. Okay? So here are two examples of what that looks like. You've got Mark Cohn and Billy Joel, two amazing songwriters who passionately, you can feel their emotion when they sing and through their writing. And most of their writing is about the past, which is Cancer's favorite thing to think about. The past, nostalgia, things that make them feel a certain emotion, right? And then that song makes us feel a certain emotion when we hear it. Mark Cohn is Sun and Moon in Cancer. Billy Joel is Ascendant and South Node in Cancer. Ascendant is how we kind of present ourselves at first meeting. So it's basically like the mask we wear. And then South Node is the comfort zone. It's kind of what we do best in this lifetime. And that's where Billy Joel is. The second example is raw energy and control. What does that mean? Raw energy, because Cancer is in the survival stage of astrology, and it's the only sign in the survival stage that is a water sign. Okay, so it's raw, emotional, animalistic drive, right? And because it's a cardinal sign, just like Aries, which was also in the survival stage, it's wanting to initiate and take charge and be in control in the way that we act, in the way that we create. And so Jack White and Chris Cornell are two examples of this. You have Jack White, an amazing guitarist, just amazing. He feels everything he does, right? And he's Sun, Moon, and Saturn in Cancer. Saturn is kind of the responsible, serious planet of the zodiac. And so he's very serious about his passionate emotion, raw drive, right? And then Chris Cornell, Sun in Cancer, and North Node, which is learning lessons. So he's learning Cancer. And so he actually probably, if you were to look at his whole life, he probably avoids tapping into that emotion. He wants to kind of pretend he's not feeling it because that's Cancer North Node. But then it's through his music that he gets out that intense emotion and feelings that he has. And he has such control over his voice, and it's just animalistic and raw, his voice, right? So these are two amazing examples of that, and also actually four amazing examples. So emotional creation part 2 is more on the fun, comedy, like amazing acting side, right? And so a big part of Cancer, like I said, is their cardinal energy. Cardinal signs want to initiate. They want to be the first and the best in their fields. And these actors are just like classic, iconic actors of our times. Okay, so we have Will Ferrell, Dan Aykroyd, Harrison Ford, and Meryl Streep. All four of them are Cancers. Their sun sign is Cancer. But let's look at each. So Will Ferrell, he's got sun sign in Cancer, and he's a Mercury Retrograde Cancer. Now, Mercury Retrograde, what that means is Mercury's the planet of communication. So retrograde just means that we go inward. And we're kind of like a little like shy and weird and quirky, and that's so Will, right? How much is that Will? He's just probably one of the funniest actors out there. Then we've got Dan Aykroyd. Sun, Venus, which is the passion planet, and Uranus, which is the planet of freedom and innovation. He's got all three of these in Cancer. Then you've got Meryl Streep. Sun, Venus, Uranus, and her South Node in Cancer. South Node, again, security blanket, comfort zone, what we do best. And if you see, there's a pattern. Meryl Streep and Dan Aykroyd all have Sun, Venus, Uranus. Those three planets. Very interesting. And then, of course, you can't forget Harrison Ford. Iconic, right? Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, all in Cancer, right up at the midhaven. Midhaven means the public angle of the chart. Career, public image, all of that is his Cancer. We feel his emotion in every role he plays. And another amazing thing about this is Cancer is all about history, the past, nostalgia, iconic things, and these four people represent that. The next theme of Cancer is the nurturer, the protector, the provider, or the parent, if you will. Now, I couldn't really find examples of parents because everyone's a parent, right? But these are examples of that universal parent, the universal teacher, right, of our world and our country and our universe, if you will. So we've got the Dalai Lama, one of the most amazing spiritual teachers out there. His sun is in Cancer, Pluto in Cancer. His rising sign or ascendant is in Cancer, and his south node. Huge, huge Cancer in his chart. Like I said, rising sign is how we kind of see ourselves, how we, our mask we wear, if you will. So he's got all of his Cancer right there on the self angle. True nurturer, true provider, protector, and parent of our world. And then, if you've ever heard of Marianne Williamson, very similar. She is so good at nurturing our pain. Whatever pain we have, if you read her books, any pain you're going through, if you read one of her books, it will shift you. She's an amazing writer, an amazing spiritual teacher. Her sun, her Venus, and Uranus in Cancer. And she's also very political. I find that Cancers really gravitate to history and politics, and she's one of them. Then we have Nelson Mandela. There's no words to describe this man. His sun and Pluto in Cancer. And last but not least, we have Oprah. Now, Oprah isn't a Cancer, but she has her North Node and her the planet Uranus in Cancer, all very close to the descendant in her chart. Descendant, what that means is how we are with others. So all of her Cancer energy falls in the relationship house. And so and this is her comfort zone. It's kind of where she is comfortable. And so she's comfortable nurturing others, helping others grow and better themselves. And even though she isn't a mother in this lifetime, she really is a mother figure to the world. My favorite part, Cancer gone wrong. All 4 of these examples are examples of Cancer gone wrong. Now, when I do Cancer gone wrong or any sign gone wrong, I don't really want to make fun of people. We all have our issues, right? But this is extreme examples of the negative sides of what Cancer represents. So let's go through them. You've got Courtney Love. Now, before we go through them, let me just say this. With Cancer, you're either parenting or someone else, or you're parenting yourself. And there can be a theme of not being able to parent yourself. And because Cancers are cardinal energy, they want to be in control. Survival energy, they only can see the self-focus. And then you've got the water energy. They can be very defensive. They can be very, very closed off, shut down. And when someone wants to help them, they're going to say, no, buddy, okay? And they're going to get very defensive. So they can be very controlling and very defensive, emotionally especially, okay? And so all 4 of these examples really got that going on, right? So you got Courtney Love. Sun in Cancer, Moon in Cancer, and she's learning Cancer in this lifetime. She is learning how to parent herself, how to take care of herself, how to love herself. And she's got such family themes going on with her daughter, with the death of her lover. Hello, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, right? All of that emotion with family. That is the true theme of what Cancer is, and that's a very big, big theme in her life, okay? Then you got David Hasselhoff. He's just crazy. I think this guy's nuts. Did you see the video that was released in 2007 of him wasted? It's his daughter videoing him, and he's like eating a cheeseburger or what have you. And he's just totally shit-faced, okay? Sun, Moon in Cancer, just like Courtney Love, also North Node in Cancer. Do you see the pattern? They have the exact same stuff. Weird, right? So he's also learning Cancer. He's learning how to take care of himself. And he kind of is a mess. And I don't know if he's cleaned himself up yet, but he's weird. Moving right along. O.J. Simpson. He's been in the news for so freaking long. Constantly in trouble. Now, let's just go back. We know he probably killed his wife. It's clear. We know he was abusive, right? And that is Cancer. Very controlling emotionally. Very much describes O.J. Simpson. And family drama. Well, I mean, come on. That's family drama for you, O.J. Simpson. So Sun, Venus, Mercury Retrograde, and South Node in Cancer. Lots going on there. And then last but not least, Amanda Bynes. Ascendant in Cancer and South Node in Cancer. Now, as you can see, there's a pattern. Courtney Love and David Hasselhoff both are learning Cancer in this lifetime, North Node, and have other signs as well. O.J. Simpson, Amanda Bynes, South Node in Cancer. They cling to that side and they're not growing to the other side, which is Capricorn. Capricorn is being more grounded, more practical, right? They kind of overdose with this cancery, whiny, babyish, pay attention to me energy, right? So yeah, Amanda Bynes, I don't know, man. She has just gone nuts. And I feel for her. I really do. But she's obviously learning how to parent herself. And I don't know if it's working. Don't know if it's working. Thank you so much for watching my Astro video series. I will have videos for you every month, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell all your friends. And also, please come over to my website, natalbirthchart.com, to get your birth chart read. It is an amazing experience to see what your spiritual blueprint looks like. Click the link below. You know you want to. Bye, everyone.
I